time on the internet moves extremely fast. And that is because people only want to talk about stuff that's happening right now. They want to talk about the new drama, not something that happened 2 weeks ago. That's old news. Why would I want to go and talk about that? But because of that, there is a very high chance where something extremely interesting could happen, like a really juicy drama, or just an extremely goofy story could happen, and just no one talks about it. Because at the time, not enough of people were really looking at it, and that is something extremely sad. Even though most of the time when this happens, it's usually because the story wasn't really that interesting in the first place, so 100% makes sense why no one wanted to go and talk about it. But sometimes that's not the case, and something absolutely amazing could happen. We could find a literal gold mine, but just no one was there to see it. And I feel like that ended up happening with this Florida man story. Now I know when some people hear those two words put together, they instantly start shaking in fear. I have absolutely no idea what they're doing in Florida, but for some weird reason, that state just makes some of the most weirdest people of all time. I'm pretty sure that there's a lot of people out there who thinks that the split second you go into Florida and you walk outside the airport, you're instantly gonna be rushed down by someone who looks like Havoc, and they're just gonna go and grab you and like vomit Baja Blast in your face. And that is because there are so much stories of those Florida men doing stuff that just makes absolutely no sense. Whether it's them committing one of the most dumbest crimes of all time, or just them going inside of the open world and just doing something extremely weird. And this story is a perfect example of that, because this was a time where a group of Florida men ended up stealing around $1 million worth of milk, which is something that just makes absolutely no sense. Out of all of the items you can go and steal, why is milk your item of choice? Like, you were just sitting down with the boys and you're like, I feel like we need to come up with a way so we can go and make a lot of money. But what should we do? And one of them just gets like a light ball on their head and they're like, I have a good idea. I know exactly what we're going to do. We're going to go and steal a bunch of milk. And all of them just collectively came together and went like, that is an amazing idea, and this is what's going to make us rich. Make us up there in the top 1%. Us going and stealing a bunch of milk. Now, let me tell you a little bit more about this story. Now, something that's very interesting is that this is an inside job, because every single person in this situation ended up working at a milk company. I'm forgetting the word right now, but it's one of those companies who make milk and give it to other stores so they can go and sell it. The milk middleman. I think we all know what I'm talking about. They all ended up working at one of those, and when they were working there, they ended up stealing a bunch of the milk products. Now, they ended up doing it so much that they ended up taking around $1 million worth of milk. Now, when I first read this story, I thought to myself, wow, these people just made $1 million. Look how much milk they stole. That is absolutely insane. Until I thought about it a little bit, and I ended up realizing that this plan just makes absolutely no sense. Because there's just so much things that can go wrong with you stealing this much milk. I'm pretty sure that Pink Sauce has taught us all that if you don't store milk properly, you can easily make an item that could give you botulism. Botulism is something that is not good, okay? That is something that you can get if you drink milk that is extremely expired, and you can get really sick. You do not want to get that at all. And if you're stealing all this milk, obviously if it's not stored properly, the milk is just going to be spoiled, and that's just going to be extremely dangerous. So you're going to need to go and store that milk, and that is going to be something extremely expensive. For you to basically get a bunch of coolers, or just put it in an area where the milk can be stored properly so it doesn't get spoiled, that's going to be extremely hard for you to do. And plus, what are you even going to do with the milk? Like, are they sitting there making an absolute crazy recipe that requires them to get thousands of gallons worth of milk, and this was their only way where they can go and get it? That just makes absolutely no sense. What are you going to do? Resell it? Who will even go and buy milk from someone else? Like, are they sitting there and making some of the best iced lattes in the world, and the only way for you to go and get it is that you have to go from this guy and buy it? I'm pretty sure that you could just walk inside of a store like Walmart and Target, and the milk there is going to be significantly cheaper. Or maybe they're sitting down and selling the milk in bulk, like they have some of the most craziest deals of the century, where, hey man, you can go and get like 10 gallons of milk for $10. Which, even if they are doing something like that, it is an extremely bad idea for you to go and buy milk from someone that you randomly meet outside, okay? That could be extremely dangerous because you have absolutely no idea what they put inside that milk. This is just an extremely weird plan that a bunch of people ended up coming up with. And I know for a fact that all of these people who were in this scheme has probably thought that this was an extremely good idea and they were about to make the steal of the century. This is a Florida man story that I feel like that went under the radar and I just wanted to talk about it. And yeah, that's it. My name is Lua. You have a good day or night. See ya.